that there's a lot of traffic in town, something about a carnival, so we'll get going in just about or two as we give a little bit of time for the traffic to clear out there. So thank you for your patience. Hush came over.
He just all right, thank you. But I'm not sure why.
Yes, he does. McKinley.
Choose. See behind him. Okay, I am on. Are we ready?
1 second.
Okay. And I can do that at the. Is the microphone on at the podium? Do you know?
Steve will control it,
Oh, okay.
so we'll be when we get there.
All right.
You're definitely on the mic, Steve, because I can hear it announcing. So you know.
Hey, Mike. Mike, I just emailed it to you. It's like 2 sentences.
All right. So then I'm throwing
I said to make it up.
Good evening again, everyone. Thank you for being here with us this evening for our June Board of Education meeting. At this time, I'm going to pass it over to Mrs. Fitzwater, President of the Board of Education.
Thank you. Good evening. Mr. Gaffney, can I have a motion to reconvene the public meeting, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're back in open session. All right, we are moving to Section 4, routine business. We have the Board Secretary report for April 2023, Treasurer's report for April 2023, budget receipts and transfers for April 2023, the monthly transfer report as of June 7th, 2023, the high school activities report for May of '23, the food service management cost performance statement for May of '23, the certified bill lists for May 4th through May 30th and June 1st through June 7th of 2023. Certified, did I just, no? Yes, I did. And approval of minutes, the May 8th regular minutes and the confidential minutes for May 8th as well. Mr. Kenny, can I have a motion to approve Section 4 routine business items A through H?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Ms. Blystein?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion approved. We're going to routine matters, Section 5. We have the enrollment report as of June 12th, 2023, the health report for May, the fire alarm report for May, the crisis drill report for May, the HIB report, and the superintendent's monthly report. Mr. Capello.
Thank you, Mrs. Fitzwater. Thank you to members of the board, and of course, thank you to this wonderful public for coming out to this evening's meeting. I understand we're up against some bedtimes and possible carnival time, so I promise to keep my report rather brief this evening. I did have a couple folks who I wanted to recognize, including a member of our high school staff, Mr. Brandon Bond. Congratulations to him as he was named the New Jersey Cooperative Education Association Cooperative Educator of the Year, so congratulations to Mr. Bond. Also, Also like to recognize, if you follow any of our social media pages, you've seen the work of our Rush teacher, Ms. Zarzicki, who has led a group of students through the entire legislative process, from advocating and writing for a bill to going up to Trenton and lobbying and ultimately having a bill passed that is going to sit on the governor's desk until signed to officially make cranberry juice the official state juice of New Jersey. So a really awesome effort and a great live civics lesson for them, and appreciate their work as well. And finally, this is a week very much of gratitude as we celebrate the promotional ceremonies and graduation exercises for all of our students who will be moving on to the next level. First, I'd like to recognize our fifth graders who enjoyed a promotional ceremony today. Great job by them. And our special thank you to the administration from Rush, our technology team for live streaming to parents, and of course to Sehasa for making the event enjoyable with some fun activities afterwards. So great job, everyone. A lot of clapping happening tonight. So tomorrow we're going to recognize our eighth graders who are going to experience their promotional ceremony. So that is very exciting. And then, of course, Thursday evening, we're looking forward to the graduation of over 210 seniors who will be moving on and taking the next steps in their lives. And I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the folks who volunteer to help make Project Graduation a very special night for them. And that is definitely worth a round of applause. So thank you to our volunteers. And with that said, Mrs. Fitzwater, that is the abbreviated superintendent's report this evening.
Certainly is. Mr. Bromhall, can I have a motion to approve Section 5, routine matters, items A through F?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Ms.
Second.
Blystein, comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Mr. Evans?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion approved. We're going on to the student representative reports. From the high school, our student representative is Emma Schreier.
Good evening, everyone. May's Golden Apple Award was given to Mrs. Beth Brensahan and Miss Ashley Podrasa by Mr. Patrick McNamara and seniors Jack Shallow, Ryan McGee, and Seamus Mahoney. The May Students of the Month are the following students. Class of 2023, Seamus Mahoney, Class of 2024, Grace Kennedy. Class of 2025, Nicole Jones. And Class of 2026, Matson Zimmerman. All spring sports have finished their 2023 seasons. The baseball team had a successful season. They had a winning season and a division championship, making it to the second round of the playoffs. The softball team had a great season as well, earning a division title and a trip to the sectional final. The golf team had a great season. In the final golf tournament of the year, Ryan Gibson was named first team conference and Sonny Leone was named second team conference. The boys tennis team had a great season and made it to Robbinsville in the first round of the playoffs. For boys volleyball, after a winning season, the volleyball team made it to the first round of the NJSIAA playoffs. The girls lacrosse team clinched the division championship for the first time in 31 years. Even though the team only made it to round 2 of the playoffs, the lacrosse team had a stellar season. With a winning season, the boys lacrosse team went to the first round of playoffs at Bernard's. For cross country at Haddonfield Distance Night, 15 personal best times were won. Medals were won by Matt McCarron, Derek Cosiano, and Jacob Wickersham. The track team completed its last weekend and earned several spots in the Meet of Champions tomorrow. Girls 4x800, Malachi Etienne, the Group 2 shot put state champion, Joelle Blayman, second in the long jump, Alex Boyko, third place in the 3200, Derek Robinson, third in high jump, Rochelle Johnson, third place in shot put, Leah Del Grippo, second in discus, and Eddie Frey in pole vault. The Play Unified track team finished their track meet season at Pennsauken High School. Athletes shined in each of their events and received medals at the end of the day. Congratulations to all of the team members on a wonderful season. For 2 weeks in May, which is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, students had the opportunity to attend wonderful events during lunch hosted by staff and students to highlight the cultures, traditions, and accomplishments of the AAPI community. In addition, the front hall was decorated in themes from various cultures from the AAPI community. New officers were elected for the 2023-2024 school year on Wednesday, June 7th. The officers for class of 2027 will be elected in the fall. Congratulations to all the new officers. On May 18th, Interact made about 180 sandwiches for Cathedral Kitchen in Camden on Saturday, May 13th. Oh, and Saturday, May 13th, some of the Interact students worked with the Morristown Rotary to clean up the Frank Fullerton Park. In addition, on Sunday, May 21st, many of our Interact students helped out at the New Albany Dance. On Saturday, June 3rd, they assisted with the Health and Wellness Fair at the middle school. Sorry. The Spring Choral Concert was held on May 17th, and the students performed a mix of songs from challenging to the fun. Our CHS concert choir, chamber choir, and bell choir all had excellent performances, showcasing their hard work and dedication. And the seniors were highlighted at the end of the evening. Additionally, the CHS Music Department hosted a coffee house cabaret on June 3rd, where individual singers and instrumentalists got to express themselves in a safe environment and show off what they can do. It was a wonderful turnout, and everyone did an amazing job. On Thursday, June 1st, the newly inducted Cinnaminson High School class of 2023 members were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Their contributions to CHS and our community will forever be remembered. Next year, their senior portraits will hang in the front hall, and their names will be memorialized on a plaque in the front hall. Cinnaminson DECA had quite the year. Our membership competed in district, state, and national competitions, making it all the way to Orlando, Florida at the end of April. There are 10 Cinnaminson newly elected DECA members who will serve in executive leadership roles for the next school year. The seniors are winding down their tenure at CHS. On Thursday, June 8th, they started their day with graduation practice and then had the highly anticipated walk down memory lane, during which they revisit each Cinnaminson school in their caps and gowns, led by the CHS marching band drumline and the pirate mascot. The day ended with senior day at Laurel Lanes, where they bowled, signed yearbooks, and had lunch. Senior night was on Monday, June 12th at the Madison. Graduation is on Thursday, June 15th at 5:45. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2023. I would now like to introduce Madeline Hubbard as the Board of Education Liaison for the next school year. I also wanted to thank the board for an amazing school year as the high school liaison. It has been a privilege to come to each meeting and give updates on the activities at CHS. I've enjoyed meeting and working alongside the members while learning more about the school system. Thank you once again for this unforgettable experience. Thank you.
Emma, I just want to take a moment to say that you were actually one of the students that we got tired of shaking your hand. We shook it so much since elementary school. You have been one of the star students at Cinnaminson, and you're going to go on and do great things, so congratulations.
Thank you.
I might be shaking her hand a couple more times tonight.
And now we'll hear from our middle school representative, Lucia Schlett.
Good evening. Cinnaminson Middle School is proud to announce its Students of the Month for May. Congratulations to 6th grader Javon Johnson, 7th grader Ryan White, and 8th grader Amar Rassiter. On May 19th, Cinnaminson Middle School participated in its annual Fitness Frenzy Day, engaging in various activities that promote physical, social, and mental wellness. Students enjoyed a cool treat from the Kona Ice Truck, danced to tunes from DJ Mr. Noble, raced around the track to the cheers of their classmates, and were rewarded with tickets throughout the day for demonstrating pirate pride and excellent sportsmanship. A special thanks to the PE department for organizing such an enjoyable event for the middle school students. On May 23rd, CMS hosted its annual People Choice Award ceremony. 25 students were nominated by staff members for the displays of pirate pride core values and for making a positive impact on the Cinnaminson community. Congratulations to this year's award winners. On May 24th, Cinnaminson Middle School hosted its first ever cabaret night. The student performers, stage crew, and Mrs. Sigmund put together an entertaining evening full of outstanding talent. The event was well attended by families and fellow CMS students. On May 25th, the CMS Guitars and Strings students put on an excellent spring concert at the high school, alongside students in the strings program at ERS and CHS. A special thanks to our teachers, Mr. Barber and Mr. Hercock, for their direction. On May 30th, CMS students participated in the annual spring band concert at Cinnaminson High School with bands from ERS and CHS. Congratulations to the CMS band director, Mr. Luke Buchanan, and all of the students for an excellent performance. On May 31st, CMS hosted its spring choral concert at the middle school. Under the direction of Mrs. Sigmund, the students' leaders in their choral program helped facilitate an evening full of entertainment and beautiful music. The CMS Dance Club also made an appearance for their final song, and the evening concluded with several peer-nominated awards recognizing excellence in music and character. Over the last month, the STOP students volunteered at NAS for their Glow Dance, as well as the first annual Cinnaminson Health and Wellness Fair at CMS. They've enjoyed working in the schools and communities, volunteering at Camp Alkanikan, and meeting the 5th graders. The 8th graders enjoyed a fantastic luau dance on June 2nd. They enjoyed a lot of food, a visit from Mr. Softy, great music, and prizes. Thank you to all the CMS teachers who chaperoned this fun event. Thank you for allowing me this wonderful opportunity of reporting this year at the monthly Board of Education meetings. Have a wonderful and safe summer.
I'd like to also thank you, Lucia, for your service to us this year. It has been nice getting to know you and getting to know all of the good things that are happening at the middle school. And with that, we're going to go to the student presentations.
Good evening once again, everyone. Still thank you for being here. We try to do this awards evening in birth order, meaning we start with our youngest New Albany folks and work our way up. But there is one set of awards that we do give out first, and we do so in hopes that all of the listening and impressionable faces out there hear the amazing accomplishments of a couple of really outstanding individuals from the high school, as it means for something to aspire to one day. And when you hear Mr. Gorman rave about these two young folks, I think you'll be as equally impressed as we have ever had in putting forth two individuals. So with that, I'd like to introduce Mr. Gorman from CHS, who will give out the first set of awards for this evening.
Good evening. It is my honor to recognize our 2023 valedictorian, Alex Boyko. Alex, if you could join us. Alex will graduate from Cinnaminson High School with an overall GPA of 107.42. This represents not only the highest GPA in the class of 2023, but also the highest GPA since CHS transitioned to digital records in 2009. During his time at CHS, he took 26 honors and AP courses, and he scored a 1570 on the SAT. Alex's interests are as varied and equally impressive as his academic accomplishments. He has participated in DECA, robotics, Battle of the Books, prom committee, Technology Student Association, Physics Olympics, Adventure Fitness, Spanish Club, Global Economic Forum, Homecoming Committee, Interact, International Student Summit, Math League, Mock Trial, Model Student Senate, STOP, Student Council Committee, and World Affairs Council. He was inducted into the National Honor Society as a junior. He has served as a class officer and was awarded the New Jersey Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish, held several leadership positions in a variety of clubs and organizations, and served as the 2023 Student Council President. Alex is an equally talented athlete. He is a 4-year member of the varsity cross-country, winter, and spring track teams. In his senior year, he was named captain for cross-country, winter, and spring track. He was the state Group 2 champion in the 1600 and earned 2 sectional titles in both the 1600 and 3200, while leading his team to a sectional team title. He was the cross-country MVP and named to the first team All-State Group 2, All-South Jersey All Groups, All-South Jersey Group 2, All-County, All-Liberty Division, and third team All-State All Group. He was also named the Burlington County Athlete of the Year for winter track. Alex is an exceptional individual and a truly deserving valedictorian. He will be continuing his education next year at the University of Pennsylvania, where he will be a pre-med major focusing on neuroscience while continuing his athletic career as a member of their track team. Please join me in congratulating our valedictorian, Alex Boyko. It's got several bags. Right here. I would like to continue our celebration of excellence by announcing our 2023 salutatorian, Emma Schreier. Emma will graduate from Cinnaminson High School with an overall GPA of 106.88 while taking 24 honors and AP courses during her time at CHS. In February of this year, she was awarded the New Jersey State Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish, and she scored a 1540 on the SAT. While a student at CHS, Emma has been very involved in a variety of clubs and activities. She has been a member of Unified Club, Battle of the Books, Glamour Gals, Homecoming Committee, Interact, STOP, Model Student Senate, DECA, Global Economic Forum, Math League, Spanish Club, Technology Students Association, World Affairs Council, French Club, the Gender Equity Committee, and Prom Committee. She has also held numerous leadership positions in a variety of clubs and activities. She completed a prestigious internship as part of the Emergent Science Program at Fox Chase Cancer Center and was the 2023 Student Council Liaison to the Cinnaminson Board of Education. Emma is also a talented member of our performing arts community here at CHS. She's a 4-year member of the chamber choir and concert band. She performed with the Philadelphia's Girls Choir, and as a senior was named to the New Jersey All-State Chorus, All-South Jersey Choir, and All-State Mixed Choir. She's a talented member of the CHS Drama Club and starred as Velma Kelly in the 2023 production of Chicago. In her spare time, Emma is a 4-year member of the tennis team at CHS and earned 3 varsity letters. In her senior year, she was named captain and team MVP. Next year, Emma will be attending Princeton University, where she will study molecular biology. Congratulations, Emma. At this time, if we can welcome our next presenter, the principal at New Albany School, Valerie Jones. If I can invite, round of applause. Sorry. I rushed my cue. If the New Albany students would mind lining up on the right-hand side of the cafeteria, we'll begin our presentations.
He's going to learn, they're going to follow.
This feels so
They're like, what?
hear what some of these kids do.
You don't even have a point. Wherever you need to go.
Hello.
All right. All right, good evening, everyone. As our students line up, I just want to let them know, when you hear your name, you're going to see Mrs. Oliver, and then come stand next to our board president, as well as our superintendent. All right, so first up, at the beginning of every year in October, our teacher, Mrs. sits with every student at New Albany School. She ensures that they each complete a poster for our fire prevention poster contest, and we have several winners that are in each of the grade levels. So first up, we have Elijah Agbodian, kindergarten student. Elijah, if you're here, come on up. Followed by Emelina Mazan, also in kindergarten, in Miss Zakroff's room. I also wanted to make a note that Emelina's artwork has advanced to the state, so she will further be judged at the state level. Continuing on, we have first grader Isabel Murphy.
Shaking everybody's hand.
All right, next up, we have Elizabeth McCoy, second grade. And Elizabeth's work has also advanced to the state. So every fall, Senator Troy Singleton, he challenges all of our students at New Albany with a Jump into Reading Challenge. And as part of this challenge, our students are tasked with reading as many books as they possibly can. So we have several winners in this category. We have Douglas Formson, first grade, from Mrs. Brightbill's room. We also have Elizabeth McCoy, second grade, from Mrs. Burson's room. All right, so as part of our culminating activities in second grade, we have all of our second graders submit artwork, which will then go on to a t-shirt. And our winner for this year is Amel Ramirez Barrett, who's in second grade with Mrs. Fike. All right, moving on to the Kids Heart Challenge. So Mr. Roberto works long and hard to ensure that our students really get into physical activity, making sure that our students are active. He talks about health and nutrition for over a month, and we have several top donation winners. So we have from first grade, Riley Bastias. Also in first grade, Miles Smith, raising a $516. And finally, but not least, Abigail Stockton, second grade, and she raised $405.
My friend in the red.
All right, congratulations. So our Invention Convention, such an exciting time where our students get to tap into their creativity, creating whatever they feel is going to be useful and memorable for us. So we had a first place winner, Michael Weinman, who created the Double L laundry basket. In second place, we have Savani Patel, who created the amazing water warmer. All right, moving right along. So our counselor, Miss Moeller, she has created a Pirate Leader program. And as part of the program, these students are instrumental in helping Miss Moeller with school-wide activities and events, such as the Great Kindness Challenge. They also were instrumental in helping her put together SEL Day. And they also have been learning about conflict resolution, and she's going to continue that as they continue to grow. So we have 2 representatives from each of our homerooms. We'll start off with Levi Beverly from Miss Burson's room. Followed by Elizabeth McCoy in Miss Burson's room.
It's like I got another one.
Frankie Minutola from Miss Catani. And Marley Marabe also from Miss Catani. Continuing on from Mrs. Engel's room, Mia McCullough. We also have Lucas Raymond from Mrs. Engel's room. Timothy McKeon from Mrs. Fike's room. And Ava Yodis, also from Mrs. Fike's room. We have Sammy Drenchak from Mrs. Martin's room. And Audrey Polaskovich from Mrs. Martin's room. Ryan Gordon from Mrs. Nelson. And Juliana Weenie from Miss Nelson's. In addition, we have Giovanni Stagliano from Miss Nutt's room. Adeline Toll, also from Miss Nutt's room. Armando Abreu from Mrs. Reese's class. and Morgan Manili from Mrs. Reese's class. Paige Mancini from Mrs. Sutton's. And last but not least, Lucas Schaus from Mrs. Sutton's room. I want to thank all of our students for their hard work and for our pirate leaders for setting a positive example for our younger students.
There is Francesca Bertrand. Each year, we have a Battle of the Books competition in which students voluntarily form a team of 5 to 6 students to read 10 pre-selected books. This year, our rush battle was in March, and the winning 5th grade team joined the winning 6th grade team from CMS to represent Cinnaminson at the county competition. Our rush school team consisted of our following 6 boys in their matching t-shirts. Sal Salasic, Andrew Dunworth, Connor Gillespie, James Hannings, Anthony Bracco, and Quinn Digney. Good job, boys. On April 19th, our 4th grade, oh, here is a lovely picture of our friends at the county competition. On April 19th, our water festival once again took place at Palmyra Cove. We were happy to have it back, and under the organization of Mrs. Freeble, students participated in fun activities all day related to water conservation. With this, we hold a rain stick competition that occurs each year, and the following students are our winners. Sadie Gessner in Mrs. Crane's room for Best Decoration. Emma Hess in Mrs. Monaletto's room for Best Sound. And Madison Feely in Mrs. Barker's room for Best Overall. This year, we had a new competition come to Rush School. We participated in New Jersey's 2nd Annual Youth Bias Task Force Stand Up Against Hate Student Art Competition. The Stop Hate initiative is centered around preventing bias, stereotyping, and prejudice in schools and communities in New Jersey. Students selected to submit pieces of artwork, and our students across the school were given the opportunity to vote upon those pieces. The following 3 students placed at the top of their grade level. In 5th grade, Miss Carmen Carr.
After these 3.
In 4th grade, I see an artist on our hands, Miss Madison Feely, once again. And in 3rd grade, Miss Avery Grace Stickle. We We also participated in the invention convention. Students were challenged to bring their creative and innovative ideas to life, whether they improved upon an existing invention or created something entirely new. Our Rush School students rose up and delivered. In first place, Miss Avina Marie Patel with her Clean Clean hair machine. And if you notice, her little sister won in that K-2 competition. Next up, in second place, Miss Madeline Stickle with her emotional guidance app. And finally, in third place, Mr. Maxwell Sakali with his Watch and Eat iPad accessories. Congratulations. Thank you to Mr. Craig Angelini, our CHS science instructor, for keeping this annual event running this school year. Each March, Sodexo, our kitchen services, they run a Sodexo Future Chef competition held here at CMS. This year, the theme was Healthy Side Dishes. And our third grader, Nora Sereno, came in first place with her fruit salsa and cinnamon tortilla chips. They were delicious. Congratulations to Nora. Our project challenge competes in a stock market game each year. The stock market game is a year-long simulation where students are given $100,000 to invest online. ERS students in Project Challenge competed with 171 other students in South Jersey. They had to keep track of their stocks bought and sold throughout the year. Additionally, students learned how to use news, graphs, and diversification to make wise investing choices. In first place, Ms. Ava Neal and Ms. Natalie Frenny. These girls turned $100,000 into $123,896.61. Their highlights of their portfolio, for those of you who want to listen up, were Lululemon, Tesla, and Netflix. In second place, Mr. Carter Sheeran and Mr. Thomas Klein. These boys turned $100,000 into $116,228.83, and highlights of their portfolio were, again, Lululemon, Costco, and Chipotle. We also participate in the Kids Heart Challenge. Mr. Larry Baldessari, our phys ed teacher, works alongside Andrew from New Albany School. As a whole, ERS raised $23,065 this year, which placed us at number 14 in the state. An enormous thank you to everyone that participated. Of the 230 participants at Rush School, the 3 students who were the school's top fundraisers are Luke Farron with $2,054.30. He was also the top fundraiser last year. Miss Avery Grace Stickle with $1,005. And Miss Sophia Anderson with $695.73. And last but not least, in May 2022, the following 2 students took the NJ Student Learning Assessments for the first time as 3rd grade students, and I am proud to say that each scored a perfect 850 score on the math section of the testing. Congrats to Hunter Kowalski. And congratulations to Teddy Meeker. Thank you for all of your hard work this year, students. We really appreciate it. Next up, I would like to introduce the middle school principal, Mrs. Melcher, along with students come over to the right side of the cafeteria here.
happens. Just press over, right? Okay. Ready to go? Good evening, everyone. I'd like to recognize the Board of Education, our parents, our students, and our staff. It is a pleasure and an honor to stand before you all to represent the achievements of our students here at CMS. I'd like to start by recognizing our VFW Patriot Pen winners. Receiving first place this year, Mr. Jake Chu. Receiving second place, Miss Maris Hill. And receiving third place, Lauren Bobrin. The next student that I'd like to acknowledge is our New Jersey School Board Association Dialogue Student Representative, and that is Miss Annabella Simone. Annabella couldn't be with us tonight, but we're really proud of her accomplishments. Next, I'd like to acknowledge our students who were a part of the Western Burlington County Honors Band. First, we have Mr. Deshaun Miller. Next, Emily Herbert. Next, Miss Madison Mosey. Also part of our Western Burlington County Honors Band, Gabrielle, sorry. Mr. Nathan Calhoun. And certainly last but not least, Kyle Chomix. The next student that I'd like to acknowledge made our all South Jersey chorus, the junior high school chorus, and that is Mr. Cole Koprivica. Congrats, Cole. Here you go.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to present the South Jersey Honors Orchestra members from Cinnaminson Middle School from the 22-23 school year. First up, Annabella Simone for her playing on the violin. Next, Kyra Mercado on the violin. Lucia Schlett on the viola. And Ronan Seagrass, double bass. I would also like Ronan to remain up front because he is the member of New Jersey's All-State Orchestra, the first time we had somebody in almost 20 years from Cinnaminson Middle School. A big round of applause for Ronan. Way to go, buddy. It is also my pleasure to present tonight students who maintain principal's list status for every marking period of every year of their time at Cinnaminson Middle School. I would like to first congratulate Madison Mosey. Congratulations to Lucia Schlett. Next, Tegan Fudala. Congratulations to Isadora Guthrie. And last, to Claire Schmerzinski.
Next, for a perfect score on the NJSLA 2022 Mathematics, Min Nguyen. Our Battle of the Books winners for the 6th grade school level, Grace Campbell. Ben Campbell. Hayden Byrne. You're probably reading right now. Brendan DeBarberi. Anna Greenberg. And Hannah Sides. Our Battle of Books winners for the 7th to 8th grade level, Madison Danowski. Madeline Farrell. Maggie Guinan. Emmy Keyports. And also Annabella Simoni. Next, I'd like to introduce the high school administrative team, Mr. Ryan Gorman, Ms. Caitlin McCann, Dr. McCann, and Mr. Brian Wilkinson.
If the high school students could please join us on the right-hand wall of the cafeteria. I appreciate the time and energy we've put into putting this presentation together. I ask you to buckle in. We have, in addition to 2 exceptional salutatorian and a valedictorian, we have really an exceptional class. We have an unprecedented number of awards. Here to offer our first set is our athletic director, assistant principal, Mr. Brian Wilkinson.
In boys cross country, all state, Matt McCarron. Alexander Boyko. Patrick Storty. All South Jersey cross country, Alex Boyko. And Matt McCarron. A few awards here for Steph Renoff. First, girls cross country, All South Jersey. Also, girls cross country school record, highest finish ever at the Meet of Champions for Steph. In boys soccer, All-State, Josh Pereira. And Aiden Quinn Wright. Stay right here. Also, All South Jersey, Josh Pereira and Aiden Quinn Wright. Yeah, come up and get in that picture.
Hold on, Come on, Mom.
All state and girls soccer, Caitlin Ambos. A few awards here. First, girls soccer, All South Jersey, Brooks Steninovich. Keeping her here for girls basketball, also All State for Brooke. Also scored 1,000 points. And set a school record in three-pointers. Great year. We had a few boys winter track all-staters. Matt McCarron, Alex Boyko, Malachi Etienne, and Derek Robinson. Alec Boyko, back up again for All South Jersey, boys winter track. Derek Robinson set a school record in the high jump, jumping 6'6" in boys winter track. Boys winter track set a school record for the distance medley relay with a great time of 10:21.8. The team of Matt McCarron, Josiah St. Ellen, Derek Cosiano, and Alec Boyko. Some of you guys staying right here as they set a state Group 2 champion in the 4x4 relay and a school record of 8:05.79. Smoking time for Matt McCarron, Derek Cosiano, Ryan Cosiano, and Alex Boyko.
That would be a really slow core by.
You're right about that. Alex staying here as a state Group 2 champion in the 1600. We're almost out of folders. Stay right here to Central's sectional champion in the 8 and the 16. And the Burlington County Athlete of the Year. Group 2 sectional champion Stephanie Renoff in the 3200. And the distance medley relay team of Kellen Collar, Steph Renoff, Anna Marino, and Samantha Magan. In wrestling, we had regional place winners Dylan Vallone, Patrick Geegan, and Isaiah Ruiz. Some district place winners, again, Dylan Vallone, Patrick Geegan, Isaiah Ruiz, Dominic Marino, Ian Torque, and Luke Smith. Our swim team had a great year as well. South Jersey All-Stars, Noah McChristy, Mason Drangic, Michael McChristy, Brendan Fratto, Bryce Bastine, and Sean Gilmore. Noah McChristy set a school record in the 200 individual medley of 157.42. Our 400 freestyle relay also set a record. The relay team made up of Sean Gilmore, Brendan Fratto, Mason Tranchick, and Noah McChristy. Boys lacrosse, Ian Torque had 600 career saves. It's a great career. In baseball, we had 2 players set 100 career strikeouts. Alex LePage and Charles Smith. Our girls softball team had an unbelievable year. And for a career, 100 career hits was set by Zara McNair. In spring track, the Burlington County Championship meet record in the discus was set by Malachi Etienne. Malachi also was the Group 2 champion in the shot put. Group 2, second place in the entire group, went to Joel Blayman in the long jump. And Alex is back. Group 2, third place in the 3,200-meter run. Introduce Vice Principal Dr. McCann.
All right, girls spring track Group 2 champion for discus, Leah Del Grippo. Girls spring track, they set the school record in the 4x100 relay for 50 minutes and 71 seconds. Jordan Flunder, Samantha Megan, Nylea Munson, and Cosette Quinn. Yeah, I said that wrong, that's okay. Girls spring track, second place, Group 2 4x800 relay, Kellen Kohler, Stephanie Renoff, Anna Marino, and Sam Megan. All right, moving on to some musical talents. All South Jersey Jazz Band, Robert Jacob on the tenor saxophone. And Rachel Math, South Jersey Band, as well as All South Orchestra for the piccolo. All-State Mixed Chorus, Nick Olson, Emma Schreier, and Chelsea Mompozniak. All Corbin. All Eastern Honors Chorus, Tomac. All South Jersey Senior High Chorus, Chelsea Bompozniak, Emma Schreier, Nick Olson, Melissa Devone, Dean Clark, and Morgan Hoban. All South Jersey Junior High Chorus, Sam Bobrin, Kim Mason, and Layla Holba. And both Kim and Sam were also in the All-State Mixed Chorus. So we have many students who take our Seal of Biliteracy test. All of the students on this slide passed the state Seal of Biliteracy for Spanish. You'll also hear a long list of students who have passed for French. So first for Spanish, Alex Boyko, Dean Clark, Derek Cosiano, Ryan Cosiano, Nicholas de Oliveira, Catherine Duong, Eli Kern, Madeline Lubin, Jaden Perez, Stephanie Renoff, Tyler Schill, Emma Schreier, and Ella Straub.
Oh, we got a couple more.
Thanks for saving the spot.
So, Alyssa Highland, Delaney Amandi, Dimitri Milahash, Nick Olson, Christian Palmer, Elizabeth Sa- and a state seal of biliteracy in Portuguese, Gabriel dos Anjos, Lena Ribeiro, Maria Ribeiro Santos, Ana Clara Rodriguez, Pamela Silva. And Chelsea Von Posniak received a perfect score on her ACT in reading with a 36. Great job, Chelsea. LA, we had a perfect score in language arts from Kellen Kohler with an 850. And on NJGPA, we score in language arts with an H50, Alex Boyko, Emma Schreier, and Delaney Amandi. And on GPA perfect score in mathematics, Emma Schreier and our VFW Voice of Democracy post winners, Abby Makowitz was in first place, and Brendan Frotto in second place. And you've heard about the invention convention for the younger grades, but we had a high school winner as well. So our 2023 winner from the high school is Brentley Bramhall. And we had students compete in a poetry out loud competition where they memorize a poem and then they perform it. Our high school winner, who then advanced on to the state competition, was Chelsea Von Posniak. And that concludes our awards.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out this evening. Mrs. Fitzwater, of course, everyone is invited to stay.
We will reconvene in 5 minutes, which makes
Thanks so
it
much.
7:29.
Not nice because Nate doesn't like.
He doesn't do the rides.
Peter was like,
All right, we are back in session. We're going to go over to Mr. Capello for audible.
Thank you, Mrs. Fitzwater. This board, this district has had a great relationship with several different civic organizations in our community, one of which being the Boy Scouts of America. And this evening, we have two students who have made application to the board to conduct their Eagle Scout project. And I'd like to invite these two gentlemen to come up and introduce themselves to the board. And if you would, please talk a little bit about your projects that you intend to do and how you can be of service to the board and your community so that the board can then make a decision on partnering with you in this project. Ryan?
Hi, I'm Ryan Malinowski, and this is my Eagle project. It will be done over the summer at New Albany School. So basically, I'm making an outdoor classroom. There's going to be 6 benches and a table, and the objective is so the students can go outside and enjoy outside and be creative. So it'll be done over the summer, and just running it by the Boy Scouts of America, and as soon as possible, I will start building and fundraising. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. George?
Hi, I'm George Driscoll. So, my Eagle project will be at New Albany rebalancing and repainting the front sign, like the one next to the office, and maybe putting under that 2-tiered planters and filling them with flowers to spruce up the place a bit.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We appreciate your service to the community, and best of luck as you continue this pursuit for the high honor of Eagle Scouts. So, moving right along.
They're already in there.
Perfect. So,
All right. So we are moving to Section 8, the correspondence to the board. I don't have anything new. Anybody else have anything to share? All right. We'll move to committee reports. We had one committee meeting this month. That was the policy committee, and I believe Mr. Bromhall is going to give us a quick overview of that.
Thank you. The policy committee met via Google Meet on Wednesday, May 31st. The committee discussed policies that are included on this evening's agenda under a first reading. Any agenda requiring a second reading will again appear on the next board meeting agenda, and the next meeting of the policy committee has not yet been scheduled.
Thank you, Mr. Bromhall. Ms. Quinn, can I have a motion to approve Section 9 committee reports, letter A?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Kenny. Comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Mr. Evans?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion approved. Moving on to Section 10, public comments on items appearing on the agenda. So members of the public are reminded that comments should be limited to items appearing on the meeting's agenda. There will be another opportunity during this meeting to comment on non-agenda items. Anyone wish to speak? Okay. Moving on to Section 11, personnel certificated. Mr. Capello.
Thank you again, Mrs. Fitzwater. Under Section 11, certificated, letter A, under appointments and transfers, seeking the board to approve items 1 through 18 as listed in the agenda. Under retirements, letter B, seeking the board to approve the 2 that are listed there, items 1 and 2. Under teaching overload, seeking the board to approve item number 1. Under letter D, certificated staffing assignments, seeking the board to approve the assignments of certificated staff for the 23-24 school year as attached. Nothing on advancements. Under letter F, extra duty appointments, seeking the board to approve numbers 1 through 10 as listed in the agenda. Under letter G, leaves of absences, seeking the board to approve items 1 through 3. Under letter H, substitute teachers and nurses, seeking the board to approve the following substitute teachers to be called on an as-needed basis as listed in the agenda. Under letter I, tutors, seeking the board to approve item number 1 listed in the agenda. Under J, student teachers, seeking the board to approve items 1 through 3 as listed in the agenda. And there are no mentor approvers for approval this evening, so that is the certificated staff report. Mrs. Fitzwater.
Thank you, Mr. Capello. Now, Ms. Iacone, can I have a motion to approve Section 11, personnel certificated items A through K?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. Comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Ms. Blystein?
Aye.
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 Aye, motion approved. Moving on to Section 12, personnel non-certificated. Mr. Capello.
And very quickly, before we move on, some of our new staff members who will be joining us in the fall have come out this evening and braved a rather long board meeting, but hopefully got a flavor of what this district is really about. So at this time, I'd like to ask Mrs. Jones, if you would, please introduce our new staff members to the board.
We have several with us. First, we have Ms. Melissa Donaldson. She's a Rowan graduate, and she will be joining Mr. Roberto as a PE and health teacher. Next, we have Jenna Watson. She is a Rutgers graduate, and she is joining our preschool team here at Memorial. Then we have first grade teacher Alyssa Newman. She is a Westchester graduate, joining our first grade team. Finally, we have Ms. Emma Procida. She is joining Devin Mueller as a counselor at Albany, and she is a TCU taker.
Oh, welcome.
Well, I knew we had to have at least one.
It's my privilege to introduce Jeff Howard, who's joining us at Cinnaminson High School starting September in our special education department from Rutgers University. One point to Rutgers. Have Jeff joining us.
Okay, if we didn't miss anybody, now we can move along to Section 12, non-certificated staff. I am under letter A, seeking the board to approve items 1 through 6 as listed in the agenda. There be leaves of absences, seeking the board to ratify and affirm the unpaid leave of absence as listed in the agenda. Under letter C, seeking the board to approve items 1 through 9 as listed in the agenda. Letter D, seeking the board to approve items 1 through 5 listed in the agenda. Letter E, transfers. There is one transfer listed under Section E in the agenda, seeking the board's approval. No job descriptions for this evening, and under substitutes and volunteers, seeking the board to approve items 1 through 4 as listed in the agenda. Mrs. Fitzwater.
Thank you, Mr. Capello. Mr. Evans, can I have a motion to approve Section 12, personnel non-certificated, letters A through G?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Gaffney. Comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Ms. Blystein?
Aye.
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 Aye, motion approved.
And I did have one person I wanted to reintroduce to the board and members of the public. Alberto Silva will be joining our transportation team. Go ahead, Alberto, come be seen. Alberto is a longtime career professional in the world of transportation, presently working in a neighboring district in Burlington County, also with many years in professional transportation experience at Greyhound. So, Alberto, as everyone has said, big shoes to fill, but we're very happy to have you on our team as a part of our leadership crew here in Cinnaminson, so welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, we're going to kick it over to Dr. Goldburn for Section 13, curriculum and instruction.
Thank you very much. Under letter A, professional development, number 1. Under letter B, field trips, item number 1. Under instructional materials, letter C, number 1. D, there is nothing this month. Letter E, new course at the middle school, number 1. Letter F, numbers 1 and 2. Disposal of textbooks, and under letter G, the ARP ESSER grant amendment, number 1 in the agenda.
Thank you, Dr. Goldburn. Ms. Blystein, can I have a motion to approve Section 13, curriculum and instruction, letters A through G?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Mr. Evans?
Aye.
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 Aye, motion approved. Moving on to Section 14, special education, Mrs. Llewellyn.
Thank you, Mrs. Fitzwater. Under letter A, contracts, there are none. Under letter B, student placements, there are none. Under letter C, consultant agreement, seeking the board to approve the consultant agreement with Interactive Kids for a social skills program for an 8-week program for the summer of 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Llewellyn. Mrs. Turner, can I have a motion to approve special education, item C?
Did you D first? Did we do that?
No, we're good.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I think we
Comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Ms. Blystein?
Aye.
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 Aye, motion approved. Moving on to Section 15, policy and regulations. Mr. Capello?
Thank you again, Mrs. Fitzwater. Seeking the board to approve under policies number 1, and the policies are listed in the agenda as either revised, new, or abolished, and seeking the board's approval on first reading this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Capello. Mr. Gaffney, can I have a motion to approve Section 15, Item A, Policy and Regulation?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Ms. Blystein?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion approved. Moving on to Section 16, Business and Finance, and again, for his last appearance, at least for a while, Mr. Egan.
Thank you. Under letter A, grants, we have the acceptance of funds under chapters 192, 193, and item 2 is the fiscal year 23 Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired funding. Under letter B, finance, we have the mileage reimbursement. The board approves the mileage reimbursement request in accordance with New Jersey Administrative Code for all staff members as attached. Under letter C, that the board accepts with appreciation the following donations listed on the agenda. 2 are the estimated tuition rates for the 2023-24 school year. Number 3 is the renewal of the health insurance. 4 is the appointment of a designee to authorize line item changes in between board meetings. 5, the payment of bills resolution. 6, to establish the petty cash accounts for the fiscal year 2023-24 school year. 7 is the authorization for procurement of goods and services, especially under state contracts. 8 is the risk management consultant to renew with the Barclay Group as the risk management consultant as required by the School Lines Insurance Fund for the 23-24 school year. 9 is the appointment of the property casualty insurance broker. And again, the Barclay Group as the property casualty insurance brokers for the 23-24 school year. 10 is the broker of record for health insurance, the renewal of the appointment with Connor, Strong, and Buccalo. 11 is the establishment of reserve accounts as of June 30th, 2023, and that is for maintenance and capital reserves. Number 12, under the Eagle Scout projects, that the board approves the 2 proposed Eagle Scout projects to be completed at the New Albany School as described earlier this evening. Letter D, we have a few items there. 1 is the interlocal service agreement, and that is with the Riverside Board of Ed for transportation services. Letter B is the interlocal service agreement with Maple Shade Board of Education for providing mechanical services for their bus. C is the renewal of the interlocal service agreement with Palmyra Board of Education for mechanic services for the bus repairs. 2 is the approval of the 2023-24 anticipated contracts to be renewed, awarded, or expire during the school year for the 2023-24 school year. 3 is the approval of the school physician for the 23-24 school year at a rate of $18,000 as attached in the agenda. 4, that the board approves the renewal of the joint transportation agreement for special education summer schools, special ed winter bus routes, and public and non-public and vocational schools for the 23-24 year. 5, that the board approves T-SLAC Environmental Services as awarded the contract for the installation for the above-ground fuel storage tank project at a bid amount of $565,025. 6 is that the board approves the 2022-23 amended shared service agreement between the Townships of Cinnaminson and Cinnaminson Township Board of Education for Class 3 special law enforcement officers to include the summer school program. And may I have a motion to approve those business and financial items?
Thank you, Mr. Egan. Mr. Kenny, can I have a motion to approve Section 16, Business and Finance, items A through D?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. Comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Mr. Evans?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye, motion approved. Moving on to 17, other business. Dr. Goldberg?
It's every 6 months, the board is required to update the safe return plan, and this is the 6-month update as attached.
Thank you, Dr. Goldberg. We don't need a motion.
We do need
Okay. Mr. Bromhall, can I have a motion to approve the safe return plan update?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Kenny. Comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Mr. Evans?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye, motion approved. Section 18, public comment on other matters. During the public comment section of the meeting, the board will seek public comment on any item. Members of the public are reminded that if they wish to speak, when called upon, participants should state their first and last name and address clearly for the record. In accordance with Cinnaminson Board of Education Bylaw 0164.6, comments will be limited to a maximum of 4 minutes per person. Anyone wish to speak?
Hello, my name is Ashley, and I live at 1012 Highland Avenue. Last Friday, I had the privilege of attending the Summer Inclusion Conference hosted by the New Jersey Coalition for Inclusive Education. I learned so many things as a parent and advocate for students. One of the trainings in particular stood out to me, and it was called "We Don't Have Inclusion: Administrative Roadblocks to Inclusive Education." What I learned from that training I think is important to share with you. Did you know that New Jersey is ranked the very lowest in its delivery of education in the least restrictive environment? Did you know that only 6.5% of students classified under intellectual disability categories are educated inclusively in a general education setting for 80% more or more of their school day? Or that New Jersey is among the states with the highest level of segregation in schools by not only disability but race? The presenters of this training conducted a study with 30 parents of children with IEPs in New Jersey. What they found is alarming. They found that all 30 of the parents who participated in the study experienced institutional roadblocks or were steered by the child study team towards restrictive settings for their children. All parents reported that a self-contained learning environment was the child study team's recommendations for their children. Parents were informed that inclusive education would not be appropriate for their children. Others were informed that the resources to support their child exclusively were not available at all at their particular schools. Most parents reported that there was no discussion of supplementary aids and services. The vast majority of parents in the study were provided vague, generic-sounding, and legally questionable justifications for placement in self-contained settings. Professionals highlighted the attraction of self-contained classrooms to parents. Parents were made to believe that individualized education or intensive support could only be provided in restrictive classrooms. They were also told that their children could not keep up with other children, aka ableism was a part of the decision-making to exclude their children from their peers. Parents were also told their children wouldn't feel a sense of belonging in a regular education classroom, that they needed to be with others like them to feel belonged. The most interesting part for me was that every parent who spoke about their child's educational placement used words that one would typically hear when discussing a war or a battle. All parents who participated in this study felt battle fatigue with their school districts. All parents felt economic impacts of fighting their districts, suffered mental health challenges, and suffered challenges on their marriages due to the stress of having to fight to make sure that their children's needs were met at school. The most alarming part of this is that one of the parents who participated in this study is from right here in Cinnaminson. This was their experience here, and I could have easily been a participant because my experience has been the same. It's been an uphill battle, a fight from the start, and a battle that feels like it will never end.
I'm sorry. 4 minutes is up.
Thank you, Mrs. Neal.
I only need 2 minutes, so she can have my other 2. I'll actually make it quick. Brittany Ralvis, Cinnaminson. First, I want to say, shout out to Mrs. Melcher at the middle school. I mean, we definitely have some serious issues over there, but I will say that she does nothing but her best to address every issue. I may not always agree with what she has to say, but I appreciate her door always being open. To the elementary school, Mrs. Jones, thank you. I'm sad that we're moving on to Rush, no offense. I hope we're going to have the same relationship over there. But just awesome. Mrs. Martin is amazing. Mrs. Hellman is amazing. I think a lot of these teachers, they come into the trenches and they do the work and they don't get enough credit. I know most people think I don't appreciate, but I think that if you spoke to any of the women that I mentioned, I think they would tell you the exact opposite. So thank you. Voting. Why is voting still taking place in our schools in Cinnaminson? This is disgraceful. It's disgusting. The fact that I was told that we did the best we could because it was already in the district calendar. I should first say that I've spoke to Troy Singleton's office. I've spoken to the chief of police, Rich, for Cinnaminson. I've communicated with Dr. Capello. I'm still waiting for Claudia at the Board of Elections to give me a call back, but I think it needs to be done here. I really think the board, you have a year to figure it out. Get these kids out of school. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't need to sit up here and say Uvalde and all these things. Like, I'd rather be proactive than reactive. I went to New Albany School. What changed was now we went through the pre-K doors. So kids are out. Things are happening. The bus aid was the line of defense at the door, and no offense to any of the volunteers, but I would say 60 to 70 was the average age. So obviously that risk, number one. And second off, how about our sex offenders? How about our Megan's Law, our parole supervision for life? Now they got to go to a school to vote because remember, Murphy passed the law that our police officers now have to be out of the schools, which most parents didn't connect that dot. So there goes your line of defense. So I'm asking this board, they all have Chromebooks. We did it during a pandemic. Get these kids out of school. We're getting out in 2 days. Most districts around here got till the 21st. Why are we having a week off in November? I bet you if asked these teachers, they're probably gonna all agree with me because they all have to find sitters and do all these things. Like, it's just really ludicrous to me. So I'm asking the board to make a change. The calendar can be revised. It says right on there for irrevocable whatever vacation plans. How about the safety of our children? So please, get our kids out of school, make it an in-service day, or get voting out of the schools completely. Thank you. Happy summer.
Thank you, Mr. Elvis. Any other members of the public who'd like to address the board at this time?
Okay, so we'll move on to comments from the board. Mrs. Turner?
Good evening. Congratulations to all of our student award winners. You make Cinnaminson proud. Congratulations to all of our spring sports teams. You make us proud. Congratulations to Alex Boyko on being awarded valedictorian. We are extremely proud of you. Congratulations to Emma Schreier for being awarded salutatorian. We also thank you for being a wonderful Cinnaminson High School Board of Education liaison. We wish you all the best in your next chapter of life. Thank you to Lucia Schlett for such a great job as the Middle School Board of Education liaison. Thank you for all the donations. We look forward to celebrating with our graduating seniors on Thursday. Let's hope for great weather. Thank you to Mr. Tom Egan for filling in over the last few weeks. We are happy to have you come back and visit us. Have a fantastic summer. The next regularly scheduled board meeting will be August 29th, 2023 at 7 p.m. right here in the cafeteria at the middle school. Information will be found on the district website. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Turner. We have no more executive session tonight, correct? So